Stuart Maynard, thanks for joining us. Obviously now sat here as the new manager of York City FC. How delighted are you?
Yeah, I'm delighted. Look, I think the ambition of the owners and where the club want to go in, it matches mine, and I'm really excited to be here. Obviously it's an incredible fan base. I've come up against York in previous seasons with Wealdstone, and also come here with Notts County in a pre-season friendly, and the fan base is absolutely incredible home and away, so yeah, I'm really excited.
And what was it about York City that made this the right step for you now?
I think it's a really good footballing decision. I'm ambitious. I want to get back to the EFL. This is a club that wants to get back to the EFL. So yeah, I feel that it matches both ambitions, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
And obviously, like you said, you've come up against York a few times. What do you know about the club, the town, the city, and the fans and everything around it?
Yeah, look, it's an incredible city, and you look at the fan base here, like they basically fill the stadium. There's not many teams within the National League of this level that fill their stadium pretty much every week when they play, and they sell out when they go away from home. So look, it's an incredible fan base, and they're really positive. I've been here, we won at Wealdstone, but the positivity from the fans is incredible. They really back their team, and it's something that I'm really looking forward to playing here, especially in my first home game.
And for anyone that doesn't know, if you could talk us through your style of play, philosophy, and what you'll embed into the club.
Yeah, look, I'm a possession-based manager in the sense, but look, people can come across and say possession-based, too many passes, but look, we want to play on the front foot. We want to make sure that we're aggressive in the top end of the pitch, which we are. We want to get as many balls and entries into the box. So we'll play on the front foot, we'll play different shapes and different structures against different teams to make sure that we do dominate the game. And my biggest belief is to make sure that we create more chances in the opposition and concede less, and that's the key to it.
And what can we expect to see from your team in terms of style and mentality?
Look, I think it's a winning mentality. We've got to breed it. It's here already. Last season, that winning mentality was there, very close to getting promoted out of this division. So look, we want that winning mentality to carry on. It's about winning games of football. That's what matters at the end. We can have the performances and be as brilliant on the pitch as we want, but ultimately it's 3 points on a Saturday, and that's the mentality that we want.
Joe Alves has joined you as the new assistant manager of York City FC. What does he bring to the club, and how important will he be for you?
Look, he's an unbelievable coach, tactically very good and aware. He's brilliant with the players. Yeah, he's an incredible coach, and he's a very good man manager with the lads, and getting the real little bits of detail in that are so key on a match day on how we can dominate or overload a team. So yeah, I'm really delighted to have him here with me.
And obviously you worked with him so closely at Notts County last season. Does it help having someone by your side that you've worked with so closely before? Oh no,
of course, 100%. Look, in football, you want to work with people that you trust and that are around you, and so it's so key. And he's a good guy. I've known him now for just over close to 2 years now. So yeah, look, I'm really excited for him to be here with me, and looking forward to the challenge ahead.
A word on Gary Elphick as well. He's obviously remaining as a club as a first team coach. How important will he be to the structure of your team?
Yeah, big. I think he's very good at what he does. I think he's given us a real good insight into what York is about. He's experienced it firsthand. So yeah, I think it's a real good insight, and I'm really looking forward to working with him.
And what are your short-term priorities? Obviously, we're not going to game well next weekend, but what is your short-term aims now?
Look, it's installing our philosophy into the group this week. It's good that we've had a free week and we've got a whole week to prep for Yeovil away. I think it's helped massively. I think it's very difficult to change shape and structure in the way that we play to the way that you guys have been playing in the space of a few days, which it would have been leading into a game on Saturday. So yeah, I think it's been very key that we've got the whole week, a clear week, to kind of get our identity and structure into the group.
And longer term, what's your overall aim to achieve with York City?
Look, I believe it's a football club. If we get it right off the pitch as well as on the pitch, we can have huge success here. That's why I'm here. I'm an ambitious. I want to manage as high as possible, and I believe that York's a club that can kind of go through the leagues. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time to build stuff, but I believe it's a football club that has the right structure to go through the leagues.
And let's take a step back to what you've achieved before. What key things have you learned in your managerial career so far?
Yeah, look, I think as you go, you get more experience in being calm around the lads. Look, not every performance and every result is going to go your way. So it's that calmness around the lads to not get that nervousness into the group. So that's one of the key things that you learn as you get more experience in management, and how you can demand from different players and man managing different players, really.
You've been at this level before with Wealdstone. You obviously worked your way up from assistant to then becoming the actual manager once the former manager had left. What was that like as a setup, and what will you take from that into York?
Yeah, look, when I was at Wealdstone, obviously we were part-time, so it was different in the sense of your contact time with the players. You had to really prioritise on what you feel that you needed to work on, whereas being in a full-time environment, you can kind of do everything that you want to do. So you learn so much. You kind of, at Wealdstone, you're hands-on with everything, with the recruitment, recruiting players, coaching on the training ground. You kind of hands-on with absolutely everything. So yeah, you bring that into this, and then you start to work with good people, and then you understand that it helps so much to have good people around you working as well.
And who's been your biggest influence as a manager?
Look, I think over the years, I think people will go on about Pep Guardiola and Klopp's. I think you kind of take a little bit of everything, and I think that's what I've kind of done in the way that I want to play. I believe in dominating the game with the ball, because I believe that if you have more of the ball, it gives you a better chance of winning the game of football. So you kind of take bits from every manager, really. So I think a little bit of Klopp in the sense that you want to be that aggressive in the top end of the pitch, and Pep in the way that he wants to play and dominate the ball. So you kind of look into all of them, and Arteta at Arsenal, I think you look at all of them and you see the way they play. The game's evolving, and you have to keep evolving with it. It's not just about building from the back. Sometimes you have to be prepared to miss the press out, go beyond that and play in the final third, which look, we'll do.
In terms of your leadership style, then, how would you describe that?
Look, I like to work closely with the players and be a man manager, and make sure that we all work collectively together as a group, and that's everyone. We're all in it together. We've got to make sure that we stick together, and I believe that, and that's the staff. So we're all in it together and work very closely with everyone.
And talking on sticking together, how important is the backing of the fans now for the rest of the season?
Oh, huge, but I have no doubt that they back their football club. They have done for years, and I have no doubt now, under myself and my management team coming in, they'll get behind us and get behind the group and support us all the way.
And what final message would you give to them as we begin this new chapter at York City?
Yeah, look, back the boys. It's exciting times ahead. I'm really looking forward to it. And look, our first game's away at Yeovil. Let's take as many down there as we can and get behind the group, and it's really exciting times ahead.
Thanks for your time.
Cheers, thank you guys.